Hello, I'm Alexandra. Thank you for joining me for this yoga practice today. It's pretty safe to say that for the most part, our lives are full to the brim of activity, rushing from one place to the next, planning one project, finishing and moving straight on to the next. And although our yoga practice invites us to soften, to pause and reflect, it's all too easy to bring that same fast-paced and hectic energy onto our mat, wanting to push deeper into that stretch, wanting to feel something more intense or get further than we did yesterday or last week. So for today's practice, I really invite you to slow down and to enjoy the process, to listen to the body and open up this inner dialogue with the body. So we're going to begin today lying on our backs. Coming into a simple shavasana, so extending the legs out long, letting the arms rest comfortably by your side. And just taking a moment to scan through the body from the crown of the head to the tips of the toes. Just getting a sense of how you feel. Checking in on a physical, mental, and emotional level. And begin to allow the body to soften, to settle into the space. As you let go of the day you've had or the day yet to come. Letting go of any expectations. Releasing any pressure, any judgment. And as you begin to connect to the breath, let it draw you into this place of calm. Let it take you away from the busy day, your hectic life, your to-do list. And draw you into this space of quiet. Maybe beginning to deepen the breath without any effort or force. Just this sense of drawing the breath all the way down to the base of the belly. Allowing the breath to flow in and out the nose. And bringing your awareness down into the heart space, taking a moment to set an intention for your practice. What is it that brings you to your mat today? Maybe it's to create more peace. Maybe it's to take a little break from your day, to find presence. Whatever it is, just listening. Maybe quietly repeating your intention to yourself 3 times like a mantra. letting the energy of your intention infuse your entire practice. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Now hug the knees into the chest. Gently roll the body from side to side. Bring your hands underneath the knees as you rock forwards and backwards along the spine, creating a little bit more momentum with each roll. Maybe after one or two more rolls, you rock yourself up, coming to your tabletop position. And then spreading your fingertips as wide as you can, your index finger pointing towards the top of the mat and firmly rooting down in that space between the index finger and the thumb. Take a moment to feel that line of energy from the crown of the head out through the tailbone, firming the shoulders, engaging the core. And as you inhale, soften the belly towards the mat, broaden across the collarbone as you gaze up at the ceiling, drawing the shoulder blades towards one another. Exhale, pushing the mat away, doming through the upper back, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, belly softens towards the mat. Shine the heart forwards like a smile across the collarbones. And exhale, rounding, pushing the center of the back towards the sky. Draw the navel in towards the spine. One more time, moving with the full length of the inhale. And exhale, rounding through the upper back. Beautiful. Coming back to your neutral spine. Tuck the toes under. Then pressing into the hands, pressing into the toes. Begin to hover the knees away from the mat just a few inches so you feel the inner thighs draw towards one another and the core really fired and engaged. Take one more breath here. And exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And as you arrive here, take a moment to scan through the body. Again, just getting that sense of how you feel. Noticing where the body feels any discomforts, any tensions. Taking a moment to acknowledge any pre-existing or current injuries in the body. And letting how you feel in this moment direct your practice. So it doesn't matter what you did yesterday or last week. Keep listening to that inner intelligence of the body, knowing that sometimes less is more. Inhale, gaze to the space between the two hands. And as you exhale, slowly tippy-toe yourself all the way to the top of the mat. Separate the feet hip width distance apart. And interlace your hands behind the head. Soften the knees to allow the torso to rest upon the thighs. And as you draw the elbows in towards one another, get a sense of rounding in towards yourself. And using your inhales to create length, and your exhales to fold a little bit deeper. Let the head and the neck be heavy, resting into the hands. And then keeping your hands where they are, begin to lift through the inner arches of the feet, through the kneecaps. Engage the core as you slowly and mindfully roll yourself up to standing, stacking one vertebrae on top of the other. There's no rush, there's no hurry, there's nowhere to get. When you reach the top, inhale, float the arms overhead. And exhale, draw your hands to heart center. And then heel toe your feet to touch. Spreading the toes nice and wide. drawing the inner thighs towards one another as you lengthen the tailbone down. And then this energy running all the way from the soles of the feet out the crown of the head. Inhale, float the arms overhead, look to the thumbs. Exhale, hinging from the hips, folding forward, bring the hands to the mat, tuck the chin to the chest. Inhale, halfway lift, bring the hands to the shins. Elongate through the spine as you draw the shoulder blades towards one another. And exhale, step the right foot back, lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, float the arms overhead, coming to your low crescent lunge. So drawing the inner thighs towards one another as you sink the hips down. And then lifting the chest as you shine the heart forwards. And exhale, bring the hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Take an inhale to prepare. And exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Shifting the weight forwards, lower the chest, the chin down to the mat. Inhale, slide the body forwards, baby cobra, tops of the feet firmly pressing down, so much so that maybe the kneecaps lift away from the mat. And exhale, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And when we move slowly in this way, when we move consciously with purpose, it opens up a space for us to become a little bit more curious. A little more curious about how the postures feel, about what we're doing, where we're going, and this present moment that we're in. It's easy to fling yourself from posture to posture, kind of moving on that autopilot mode. So each time we arrive into our downward dog, see if you can tap into that curious mind and discover something new. A new sensation, a new quality, a new texture to the pose. Inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, gazing under the right shoulder. Keep pressing down through both hands as you draw the left heel down towards the mat. And exhale, step the right foot between the mat, followed by the left. Inhale, halfway lift, reaching the chest forwards. And exhale, bowing, maybe moving a little bit deeper. Inhale, root to rise, float the arms overhead. And exhale, we flow, bringing the hands down to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, step the left foot back, lower the left knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Coming once again to your low crescent lunge. So lengthening the tailbone down as you draw the navel in towards the spine. And then scanning through the body, noticing if there is anywhere that you can soften. Any place in the body that is holding on to unnecessary tension, especially around the shoulders, the jaw, the eyes. Taking one more breath. And exhale, hands to mat. Step back, high plank. Take an inhale to prepare. And exhale, lower the knees, untuck the toes. Shifting the weight forwards, lower the chest, the chin down to the mat. Inhale, sliding forwards, baby cobra, elbows hugging into the midline, lengthening through the back of the neck. And exhale, downward facing dog. And as we move through this practice, notice if your narrative is wanting you to move quicker, to move faster. Notice if your thoughts are bored or frustrated. We're not noticing to judge or criticize. We're noticing to become more aware of our habits, so that over time we can begin to change them. And by moving a little more slowly and consciously on the mat, after time we'll find ourselves moving the same way off the mat. more alive, more awake to each unfolding moment. Inhale, float the left leg to the sky, bend the knee, open the hip. Breathing into the left side of the body for one more breath. And exhale, step the left, followed by the right. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, bow and fold. Inhale, root to rise with the arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands together at heart center. And then bend the knees deeply. Come to your chair pose, your Utkatasana. Bringing the weight in towards the heels. So maybe seeing if you can pick the toes away from the mat. Lengthening the tailbone down. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Then energize the fingers towards the sky. Exhale, hands to mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the right foot back. Lower the right knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, float the arms overhead. And so we've been here before. So allowing your body to settle into the alignment as you square the hips to the front of the mat. And keep coming back to the breath anytime the mind wanders. It's all you need to do in our yoga practice is breathe. It doesn't matter what the shape looks like. Bring your hands together at heart center. Inhale, lifting the chest. And exhale, twisting to the left, hooking the right elbow outside the left thigh. And then lightly pressing that right hand in towards the left palm as you maybe gaze over the left shoulder. Keep drawing the inner thighs towards one another. And lengthening through the right side of the body as you rotate the chest a little bit more to the left. Option to stay here, or option to tuck the back toes under and hover the back knee away from the mat. But before you make that movement, just check in with the body. What is going to best serve you in this moment? Maybe you're always pushing yourself to the limit. Maybe today it will serve you better to keep the back knee down. And then wherever you are, settling into that posture. And coming back to the breath. And then everyone inhale. Float the arms overhead. And exhale, bring the hands to the mat. Step back, high plank. Take an inhale to prepare. And exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, slow the forwards, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step the foot between the hand, grounding through the left hand. Inhale, spiral the right hand towards the sky. Again, that idea of lengthening through both sides of the body as you reach the fingertips high. And exhale, hand to mat, step the left foot to meet the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow and fold. Bend the knees, Utkatasana, chair pose, just for one breath. And exhale, hands to mat. Inhale, elongate the spine. And exhale, step the left foot back, lower the left knee down, untuck the toes. Inhale, low lunge, float the arms overhead. And settling into the posture. And then wherever the body is today, whatever your energy levels are, just allowing that to be okay. Yoga isn't about fighting. Yoga is not about pushing, or straining, or forcing. It's about accepting, allowing, and softening. Bringing the hands together at heart center. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, twisting to the right, taking the left elbow outside the right thigh, and then gazing over the right shoulder. So using the elbow against the knee to help encourage that twist. Lengthening through both sides of the body, really engaging through the outer hips here. And then again, checking in with the body. How do you feel? Will it serve you to stay here? Or will it serve you to tuck the back toes under and hover the left knee away from the mat? Wherever you are, just staying with that breath, and if perhaps you notice the breath is gone, maybe taking it as a sign that you've gone a step too far. Wherever you are, inhale, float the arms overhead. And exhale, hands to mat. Step back, high plank. Take an inhale. And exhale, lower the knees, the chest, the chin. Inhale, sliding forward, baby cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, float the left leg to the sky. And exhale, step the foot between the hand, grounding through the right hand. Inhale, rotate the chest. Pressing into that right hand, reaching the left fingers to the sky. And exhale, hand to mat, step the right foot to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow and fold. Bend the knees, come into your Utkatasana chair pose just for a few moments as we transition. Lowering your sit bones all the way down to the mat. Feel free to use your hands to help you get there. And extending the legs out long in front of you. Inhale, float the arms overhead. Feel the heels connecting with the mat, the sit bones connecting as you energize the fingertips towards the sky, creating this length through the back of the body. And then exhale, folding forwards. Letting the whole of the upper body drape over the legs. Taking hold of whatever you can, your ankles, your toes, your shins. And really giving yourself this permission to slow down. To release your expectations of what this should look like, and how you've seen it to look on social media or Instagram. Instead, starting to develop that inner trust for the body, that it moves you to where you need to be. And that however this looks is perfect for you in this moment. Inhale, slowly lifting yourself back up, rolling all the way down on to your back. Extend the arms overhead, take a full body stretch. And hug the knees into the chest, giving yourself a squeeze. And then let the knees roll over to the left, extend the arms out by your side. If you don't have space, cactus them or extend them overhead. And just in these final few moments of our practice, again tapping into that curious mind. As you notice what is going on for you in the body, the breath, the thoughts. And then inhale, come back to center, give yourself a squeeze. And then letting your hips fall over to the right, extending your arms out by the side, maybe gazing up at the ceiling or over the left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center, give yourself a big squeeze. Draw your forehead up towards the knees, take a deep inhale. And exhale, Shavasana, extend the legs long, let the arms go wide. Taking up as much space as you need. If it feels good to you, maybe taking a few more deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. Really letting go of anything that no longer serves you, so that you can settle into this final and most important posture. And allow yourself to simply be. And when you're ready, without any rush, beginning to wiggle your fingers and toes, seeing if you can keep the mind present. So often it wants to rush back into the rest of our day, back into that hectic, busy pace. Let's see if you can just keep it here as you slowly awaken the body, making any movements that feel good for you, maybe wiggling the fingers, the toes. Maybe rolling the head from side to side as you take a few deep breaths. Draw the knees into the chest, give yourself one final big grateful hug and squeeze. And then rolling over onto your right hand side, take a moment to pause. And mindfully, kindly bringing yourself to your comfortable seated posture. Bringing your hands together at heart center as you scan through the body, noticing any effects, any changes this practice may have had for you. May you continue to move through the rest of the day, the rest of the week with this peaceful, this slow presence. Awake and alive to the real true meaning of being human. Awake and alive to the unfolding of each wonderful moment. Bow your head in gratitude and say thank you so much for sharing in this practice with me today. Namaste.